Hi there, I'm Colin.
And I'm Noel, and welcome to this Frankli demonstration. So put simply, Frankli is a performance platform that empowers organizations to connect your people to the organization, to the strategy, and to each other.
Frankli is a robust and easy-to-use software that your entire team integrates into their working life. Its main purpose is to drive growth and build a company culture.
Today we're going to be walking through key features of Frankli and giving examples of how they fit into a typical business. I'm going to be looking at things from the admin or managerial side.
And I'm going to be covering things from an employee point of view. Before we jump into the software, it's important to note that you can use the markers in this video to jump to a section that you're most interested in. Or you can stick around for the whole thing to see how Frankli can help you find what works faster.
So let's jump into Frankli. Frankli is a web-based software platform. We've partnered with Amazon AWS and have a number of integrations into single sign-on, including Google and Microsoft. We've also integrated into existing HRIS systems, and we will integrate with other software products in your workplace. We know that different people use different tools as part of their working life, and we want to be part of that ecosystem. Colin will now log in as an employee and show you through some of the first things that your people will see when they log into Frankli.
The dashboard is the first thing you see when you open Frankli. It's private, and what you see here is just for you. You'll notice your dashboard is broken into your goals, upcoming deadlines, to-dos, and discover people. Put simply, it's an overview of what's going on, and you're home for keeping on top of everything. We're going to come back to this a little later once you've taken a look at some of Frankli's key features. This way you'll have a better understanding of the home dashboard when we do return. So let's take a look at one of Frankli's key features, goals. For goal setting, we've led with the objectives and key results, also known as the OKR framework, which works because it allows me as an employee to align my personal goals with that of the company strategy. I can see the number of active goals, percentage of goals completed, the number due in the next 30 days, and the number of goals I've completed in the last 3 months. Any active goals I have will be displayed in the list below, where I can quickly see how they're progressing and when they are due. This list can be filtered from a personal level to a company-wide level. All company goals in Frankli can be set to private, but are public by default, so everyone can see what the top priorities of the business are. I can then see how these priorities relate to my department, my team, and my personal goals. The idea is that my personal operational goals should be related to my team, department, and overall business goals. Selecting an active goal will expand its content, where we can see the goal's key results. These are the results that will drive us to the overall objective. So when these results are delivered, this goal is complete. I personally love the transparency that this provides around goals. Noel's going to take over, where we see how simple it is to create a goal in Frankli.
Now that we understand what goal setting is in Frankli, let's look at creating our own team goal. Firstly, we need to name our goal objective. Let's create a goal where we want to achieve record revenues while increasing profitability. Next, we then set the goal type. Let's make this a team goal. We then have the option to align this to a department or company goal. Let's align this to the company. As we saw earlier, we need to set key results, which will determine the progress of a goal. Let's say we need to hit a quarterly revenue target. For each key result, we must also set the result end date and measure type. We'll give ourselves a year and set the type to numeric. Then add another key result and repeat the same process. Let's start sales in 2 new countries and set the result end date and measure type. Finally, add one more to increase gross profit margin. Scrolling down, we see the option to make this public or private. We'll make this public. We can choose a priority level. Lastly, we have the option to add tags to make this goal easier to find and also goal owners. Let's add a member from my team. Once all the information has been inserted, we can create the goal, which we can see has been added to my list of active goals.
Because I'm a member of this team, and the goal Noel just created was a team goal, I can see this goal has been added to my list of active goals too. This is a really powerful way to keep on top of a task, and also have visual representations of how this is going, as well as putting this alongside all my other goals too. We're now going to move on to another powerful feature within Frankli, one-to-one meetings.
One-to-ones in Frankli allow you a regular shared space for consistent performance-led conversations. These are focused around the shared agenda, goal setting, and the individual's priorities. Now let's look at creating a one-to-one in Frankli and how it works. When creating a one-to-one, we select a participant, purpose, so it could be a regular one-to-one or a one-off, location, so in person or over Microsoft Teams, and we can set up a regular cadence around how frequently we're going to meet. So for example, let's create a monthly 30-minute meeting. Below this, we can set the agenda or talking points for the meeting. Frankli comes with predefined templates, catering to different situations. We work with industry to give you the guidance on the kind of things you should talk about. So for example, the template you select means this meeting can be employee-led or a manager-led conversation. You can of course add and remove talking points as you see fit. It's completely flexible. When you create a one-to-one meeting, the other participant will receive an email invite and also have the opportunity to contribute prior to meeting. Now let's take a look at what a one-to-one meeting looks like in progress.
Now that Noel has created the one-to-one, let's take a look at what it looks like when the one-to-one is taking place.
Once a manager starts a meeting, the predefined talking points become the agenda for the meeting. From this same view, we also have access to progress against goals since the last meeting, any praise or ideas shared, and any behaviours or competencies that form part of the team member's role. Essentially, everything we need to have a high impact conversation is found all in one place. From here, we can also contribute and see any shared notes, as well as capturing any action points coming out of our discussion. The idea behind one-to-one meetings is that as you're meeting regularly on a shared agenda, this becomes a real performance enabler. Both parties have access to previous meetings, shared notes, and can better track their overall progress in one place. We've looked at goals and one-to-ones. Now let's bring this all together with performance reviews or appraisal cycles. It's important to note that only admins have the power to create review cycles in Frankli. With that being said, let's create a sequence review cycle. We want to create a mid-year review, so we'll need to set the review period for 6 months and select the start and end date of the review period. Next, we need to select the audience. Then we assign the steps to the review cycle, so we can begin with self-reflection, followed by a peer review, and end with a manager-led review. The idea behind this is so everyone has their own time and space to answer particular questions. Frankli also provides industry-led templates here to provide you with the guidance to the questions you should be asking, while also giving you the ability to ask your own questions or to remove them. Frankli does the heavy lifting for you in terms of setting up the questions. These cycles are automated in terms of follow-up, etc., saving managers a huge amount of time. Now that we've created a review cycle, let's see what it's like being part of one.
Here we can see all the questions that have been assigned to me. I can take my time, update when convenient, and reflect on my own performance. Frankli gives access to the data points I need to complete the review cycle. My goals, praise, ideas, and feedback from the review period can be accessed here. Frankli encourages continuous and engaging feedback, removing the usual dread associated with once-a-year review cycles. Now that we've taken a look at some of Frankli's primary functionality, let's return to the dashboard. This is what we refer to as your private dashboard. It's the first thing you see in Frankli and displays key information that allows you to stay on top of things. At the top left, we see active goals. We can filter this down by quarter and track our overall progress. Any upcoming deadlines will be displayed in the top right. Here we can see the one-to-one we scheduled earlier in this video, along with any other upcoming meetings you may have scheduled. If we toggle Newsfeed, we can see a feed of activity from other people within your organization. In the bottom left is our to-do list. These are actionable tasks that give you the power to make progress. Just like so much of Frankli, it is driving accountability by design. In the bottom right is where you can discover other people with shared interests within your company to connect with around personal or professional interests. This brings us to one of the core pillars of the Frankli ethos, people. We want to give companies the power to allow their employees to develop both personally and professionally. So let's take a look at how Frankli allows companies to put people first. At Frankli, we believe in creating a people-oriented culture. Let's look at the People Directory. The People Directory allows employees to see where everyone sits within the organization. This can be filtered down to display only members of my team. Similarly, we can see across different departments and sites. This view is also highly searchable. We can search for a name, and if we select a person, we can see their public profile. Giving employees the option to display information like this creates an environment where cooperation is made much easier. Employees can see what shared interests they might have and give each other praise. This creates a people-oriented culture where individual and company growth become much more tangible. One of the most effective ways people grow is through feedback. To promote better continual engagement, Frankli provides users with the power to give and request feedback. People can share feedback, ideas, give praise, and give peer feedback. Regular feedback within a company drives innovation, which Frankli encourages by making it highly conversational. Conversely, Frankli provides people with the option to request feedback from specific people. Frankli also allows users to keep track of any sent and received feedback. People can request feedback on their performance from their peers and ask specific questions. The idea here is that we want to create a culture where giving continuous feedback is not limited to a one end of year review.
Surveys and polls is another way Frankli gives everyone a voice and boosts overall engagement. We give managers the power to poll people on particular things. We could create a survey from scratch or use one of the industry standard templates. For example, let's create a survey on well-being, where we can see the full list of survey questions before proceeding. Next, we need to select the survey recipients. Your audience can be everyone or filtered down by a department with the option to repeat. Once a survey has been created, people can then answer anonymously. Once 3 or more people have answered the survey, the creator can view the results displayed visually. This is key as it allows managers to focus on the results rather than on who said what. The power behind this is that it provides continual engagement with employees that allows you to take action based on the results that drives continual improvements within your business.
Frankli facilitates direct growth and development with Connect. Within Connect, Frankli provides a two-sided internal marketplace for coaching and mentoring, where people can nominate themselves to be a coach or seek out coaching opportunities. So here, if we open the coachee dashboard, we can see I have developmental goals. And I can also search for a technical discipline. Here I can find people who have nominated themselves to be coaches for this technical skill. I can then sign up for a certain number of hours with this coach, and Frankli takes care of the entire process, empowering the individual to take ownership of their own career.
Lastly, it's important to note that Frankli is highly customizable through the admin dashboard. Here is where a lot of things tie your personal Frankli experience together. You set your company goals, you create templates for one-to-ones, you allow certain organization-wide interactions. This is the beauty of customization on Frankli. For example, you may be a growing company that just isn't ready to turn on all the features and so find no use with Connect. The admin can disable and automatically the product will update, giving you the version of Frankli that best suits your needs. That means as things change or as you grow or develop, you can slowly introduce new features within Frankli part by part. Your people are aligned, there's transparency, and the business values are understood. This allows you to create a positive company culture and manage things more efficiently that before now was simply impossible to stay on top of.
If you'd like to learn more about how Frankli can help you find what works faster, you can book a call with our team. Once you've signed up, it's really easy to onboard, with help there if ever needed. We hope you've enjoyed this brief introduction to the power of Frankli.